It's a perfect sunny day to race! Welcome to the 2023 Formula Ball Austrian GP! A totally renewed red and white circuit compared to last year, but we'll talk about this later. Let's go now into the pit lane with teams at work on the balls to find the best setup for the race after yesterday's qualifying session. Some balls looking for another good result, others looking for a redemption after a not too lucky start of season in the first two races in Italy. But the season will be long, and there's plenty of time for everyone to recover. Here the championship leader, Lando Norris on McLaren, back from Italy at the top of the standings after a second and a fifth position. And here the situation with first 4 balls in just 5 points. Lando Norris leads with 28 points, then Valtteri Bottas, Carlos Sainz and Logan Sargent. In the back of the standings, 4 balls still with no points, but all ready to fight for an immediate redemption. Pre-race interview for the Aston Martin team principal Mike Crack. But now it's time to see who's the bowling pole of this Austrian GP. And is Oscar Piastri on McLaren. First pole position in his career for the young Australian ball, and additional point for him in the championship. Here the graphics of the qualifying session with the 2 Red Bull constantly improving. Second position for Sergio Perez and 5th for Max Verstappen, both very fast and comfortable on this track. Another good performance for Alexander Albon in 3rd place with his Williams, and for Fernando Alonso 4th with his Aston Martin. Again a start in the second part of the group for Zhou Guanyu on Alfa Romeo, and for Pierre Gasly not at the best on his new Alpine. Last position for the winner of the last race, Valtteri Bottas. And now it's time to discover this circuit of Austria. A fast first sector with 3 consecutive straights before the snake. Then this amazing new middle sector, slower and very technical with many changes of direction and of slopes, before to return to the old route for the final sector and last part of the track. Meanwhile, I wanna thank all the subscribers and followers for your likes and comments. Keep sharing our races on your socials, and after the race, don't forget to vote your ball of the day in the community section of the channel. I remember you that next race, the 4th of the season, will be again here in Austria and immediately next week, before to fly in Netherlands for race 5 and race 6. Few minutes and we'll discover who will be the winner of this 3rd race of the season. Many fans along this amazing circuit are ready to watch this new battle. And here the final check of the track from our marshals. Race director is waiting for the final communication to open the grid. And here our safety ball ready to enter in case of accident. But here the green flag, the track is ready and the grid is now officially open. Mechanics are going to the pit wall to watch the crucial moment of the start, cause balls are already in position on the grid. Few seconds at the start of the race. So let's take a final look at the starting grid of the Austrian GP. First row for Oscar Piastri and Sergio Perez, with Alexander Albon and Fernando Alonso right behind in 3rd and 4th position. A start in the second part of the group for the leader, Lando Norris, and for the other balls at the top of the standings. But we know, in a Formula Ball race, everything can happen, so let's see how we land, cause now it's time to race! And away we go! Great start for Sergio Perez on Red Bull, who takes the lead in turn 1. Second position for Ocon after an incredible start from P11. And third place for Fernando Alonso. Balls in the snake are trying to take the best position before to enter in the slower middle sector. Oh, there's an accident at the end of the snake with Pierre Gasly and Logan Sargent both out of the race. Contact in the back of the group between Manny Balls and Carlos Sainz and Kevin Magnussen are definitively out. No power for the McLaren of Lando Norris and is out too in the middle sector. So Perez leads, then Albon, Alonso, Leclerc and Ocon in first 5 positions. In the back, Stroll is out in the sand. It's an incredible elimination race here in Austria. And Zhou Guanyu is in the sand too. Final sector for the Red Bull of Sergio Perez with a very good gap on the group behind. He has just to control till the finish line. Then Alexander Albon and Fernando Alonso in the top 3. Grid battle behind to enter in the points zone. Final corner for Perez. Oh, Alonso is out. And Perez wins this crazy Austrian GP. Second position for Albon and third for Russell after an incredible overtake on Leclerc in the final corner.
There you go. Winner.
Vamos, Checo. Unbelievable. What a drive.
This is how we do it, man. We shut our mouth and we work hard. This is the Mexican way. Well done, guys.
That is your best ever drive, mate. That was sensational.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Well done, man. What a race. Woohoo! So happy.
The final standings of this Austrian GP with Sergio Perez today on another planet dominating the race from turn 1 to the finish line. Another great second position for Alexander Albon on Williams, and a very good comeback for George Russell on Mercedes that gives him a precious podium, recovering 6 positions from the start. Only 11 balls on the finish line of the race, DNF for all the others. Here are the balls on the podium of this third race of the season. And the points situation of this Austrian GP with finally the first points in the championship for Yuki Tsunoda on AlphaTauri and for Lewis Hamilton on Mercedes in P9 and P10. And now the bolts out of the race, with Pierre Gasly on Alpine and Logan Sargent on Williams sadly out at the end of the snake. A contact in the back of the group and the race of Carlos Sainz and Kevin Magnussen unlucky ends in the middle sector. Few meters later, a Powerball unit problem forces Lando Norris on McLaren to retire. Lance Stroll on Aston Martin ends in the sand while he was trying to recover positions. He comes too fast from the straight, climbing over the curb and parking his ball in the sand. The terrible start of season of Zhou Guanyu continues here in Austria too. A little mistake entering the turn and his Alfa Romeo ends its run in the sand. Fatal final sector for Fernando Alonso and for Nick De Vries, both out in the sand after the long straight, missing out the chance for a possible podium for Alonso and the occasion to score the first point in the season for De Vries. Here the race winner, Sergio Perez with his trophy and the Red Bull team. Now the championship standings with the new leader. Alexander Albon is now in first position with 36 points, then Lando Norris second with 28 and Sergio Perez in third place with 27. But the battle is close and we are just at the start. In the back, first points for Yuki Tsunoda and Lewis Hamilton. Still no points for Zhou Guanyu and Nick De Vries after an extreme unlucky start of season. In the Team Championship, Williams jumps at the top with 60 points, second position for McLaren with 47, and third position on equal points for Ferrari and Red Bull with 41. That's all from Race 3. Thanks for watching and see you next week for Race 4, again here in Austria.